I stream daily, almost daily on twitch.tv/canister_mtg, so be sure to visit that if you would like to catch some of my live content. Don't know what I'm looking for with this. So I'll just reveal in the dark, see a card I will like, and then I will not know what to do. Let's say... well, I guess I would just keep an Ephemerate.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Don't forget to subscribe to your favorite streamer chat.
Dzień dobry, Skin. Thank you, Stuki, for the sub. Prime sub, Adam, MTG. Seems like Lucas has a tough nut to crack with his opening hand, so it's time for some teeth brushing. One of the issues I had with Mr. Sperling's list is that Fallaji Archaeologist actually has a 30% chance to miss. Now, it does depend on whether you count hitting a Griselbrand as a miss. Griselbrand, Atraxa, or Priest of Forgotten Gods, Forsaken Gods? Priest of something, Tears of One. But it's a pretty significant amount. There's 21 creatures in this list. So I'm not particularly in love with the card Fallaji Archaeologist in this deck. In fact, I did change that about Mr. Sperling's list. I swapped 2 Archaeologists to 2 more Frogs. Although arguably Archaeologist is probably better in multiples than Frogsters. Here I have a tough decision. I could cast Tainted Indulgence. I think the Solitude is quite bad. I could pitch Grief and Ephemerate. Grief. I could do that after Indulgence, though, if I draw a black card. There's no danger of getting hit by Vengeance myself.
He's a phenomenal control player.
I could also go
Hello.
Grief, check hand for Solitude, Ephemerate the Archaeologist, hit Goryo and win. But I think odds of that are relatively slim. If I hit Atraxa, Frog, Thoughtseize, I'll be happy hitting those. I'd either pitch or cast another Indulgence. I think the odds of getting stuck are a bit higher than I would like to if I just go Grief pitch. And the Solitude is really quite bad. Numa, yay. Hello, P Kappa. How about taking Grief and Ephemerate? Kinda leaving my opponent stuck. Then I can double Ephemerate my Archaeologist. Look 6 div for a reanimation. Can also let Grief happen. Right? I can take Ephemerate and perhaps Indulgence. And then Villain has a tough time getting it himself unstuck. Even if Pitch Grief takes my Ephemerate, that's perhaps fine. Then Villain is left with a Gorayos and no way to melee monster. Well, or Priest in play. I think taking Ephemerate makes the most sense. It's probably the best card. If Indulgence gets cast, we can Ephemerate take it again. I think I should take Ephemerate Grief. Not sure if fetching planes is the GTO move here, but with Griselbrand in my graveyard, my life total might matter. Villain has Indulgence, Vengeance, Priest. Villain plays the Priest. Can Ephemerate to take the Indulgence. Or hit the Archaeologist. I think we start by hitting the Archaeologist. Because just hitting a Goryo is gonna win the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is just a draw 2. Can attack with Grief. And this time Fallaji can find either Priest or Goryo. So I'm fine even if this trades. If it doesn't trade, then there is a slight incentive to Ephemerate the Grief first, which I think I'll do. Take the Tainted Indulgence so my villain cannot have a draw that makes sense. So if villain draws white card, they can pitch Solitude. Technically. I'll get Grief. That's fine. Shadowy Backstreet. Mill over an Atraxa. Rebound. On my Fallaji. Full egg. Get a draw 2, mill a third Atraxa. A Prismatic Ending. Draw 2 with Tainted Indulgence. Milled over an Undercity Sewers. So I have a Meticulous Archive? I do. Two Vengeances and a Solitude. Let's take the Solitude because it's unique. Trading Grief seems better for me. Maybe it's actually not. Villain is at 8 life and I could have removed the blocker. But I think this turn I want to surveil. But maybe I shouldn't have attacked. TBH. Triple Vengeance. What a deck that is, the Goryo deck. Killing this would mean that Ephemerate is a dead top deck instead of a great one. 1, 2, 3 lands milled. I think I still have Hallowed Fountain. Seems like it. I think no more lands in my deck. It's not hard casting Atraxa this game, not that I have many more in my deck to find to begin with. We have found a reanimation card, but also, more importantly, we have found a 2-mana 2/2, which puts a lethal clock on my opponent next turn. Survey land. Can he spike an Atraxa? Let's go. Can't, curious. So Prismatic Ending seems really poor, except for hitting the Nihil Spellbomb, which spelling hard. And the frog, I guess, so it doesn't actually seem all that poor. I'll cut one. I think Unmoored Ego is not the way. Too easy to lose to Grief Beats when I Ego. Solitude doesn't seem great. Let's keep 2 copies for the sake of having them. And that's gonna be, I guess, it. We could board in a Leyline of Sanctity. The draw against Griefster. It's a bad top deck and, well, does blank some amount of cards. Is a one of Leyline sensible? I know you have this card, but I feel like you want a Leyline in opening hand or you don't want it. This is a very common fallacy. How many slots does it take to include one Leyline in my deck? 1. How many slots does it take to include more Leylines in my deck? More. That just should clarify everything about it. Alright, full luck. Cut down an Ephemerate. Just so bad as a draw, and odds of it in opening hand aren't great. Well, you're more likely to draw a Leyline if you play 4. Like, you could apply your reasoning to playing 4 Leylines too. Your logic would be sensible if having a Leyline in hand would be like actually game winning. Could keep this. I do have the Priest Grief monster. I'm gonna draw, so I put back Griselbrand, especially since it's getting reanimated via the Priest, if ever. So okay, drew a second land. Villain led on Archive into Griselbrand, that's solid. Let's Grief. Kurwa, mam 2 Vengeance, zajebiste jesteś, ziomeczku. I don't know. Doesn't matter. What a champ. For what it's worth. Oh, sauce. Yesterday during your run you saw the work of a bobber. How was it? I guess no bobber to show itself. Do I think that 4 frogs is the correct number? Well, I do not know that. And the answer was, I don't know. I did copy Mr. Sperling's original list, which I think is what, like, you know, with no MTGO decklist, everyone is going to be copy this list for till the end of time. Because there's no other source of Goryo's list. And everyone just goes to Goldfish and sees this, oh, 10 Esper Gorayos from Matt Sperling, and just plays his deck. But if you look at it, Mr. Sperling's deck has 21 monsters and 4 Fallaji Archaeologist, and I thought, that's stupid. That means that my Archaeologist only finds a spell 69% of the time. And it's not even a funny number, it's just the actual number. So I swapped 2 Archaeologists for 2 more Frogs because Frog is the new card that I would like to try out. What's the odds of Leyline in opening hand? Odds of a single card in your deck being in your opening hand is gonna be 10%, roughly. Oh. Work was immaculate, ransacked, what else? I see. So like, Love and Mushrooms, like, if you think about it, very okay. Your quest, what you're interested in, is not to build a deck that maximizes the odds of hitting a leyline, but rather building the best possible deck. Does not sound clear that the goals align. Play Fallaji this time. Somehow I haven't died yet. Discard Atraxa, okay. Do we have another? Goryo. Okay. Guess the fairy counters rebound Ephemerate. That is an upside of the card. You don't care if you miss the effect 90% of the time. Why is it being played? It's being played for being really strong in the opening hand. Like, you will have cards in your opening hand, right? They will matter. They will be the cards that are most likely to matter. Should I pitch? I think it doesn't matter if I pitch or not. Let's do it. Hey, that's Leyline of Sanctity. Alright, I'll assume my opponent will find a way to win. Seems like he boarded out Frog, maybe? Then Prismatic Ending is weaker? I guess not against Nihil Spellbomb. But Frog is good against Spellbomb. Let's have 4 Ephemerate on the play with Grief. Boarded into Fairy always makes you question yourself and think, should I board the Fairy too? Is it perhaps Giga Strong? Maybe it doesn't seem like it to me. Solitude good. Well, I would actually think about cutting more Solitudes. It seems actually really bad to draw in the matchup. Pierdola. For a hand. But if I draw Solitude in the opening hand, like Solitude is a card I want to find off of my Atraxa at some point to stop my opponent's Ephemerates, but it's not a card I actually want to have in my opening hand at all. Well, can Grief Scam if I draw a land. I have the Spellbomb, which is pretty good. Mulliganing is rough. It's probably better to move. The hand is so bad. Edgar, who gave the list too much spelling, move up to free leyline. Okay. But like, again, like, they still should be considered on card by card basis. not like, because the decision is not whether I play 3 ley lines or 1 ley line, it's like every slot in my sideboard is a decision. Whether I play a ley line or any of the other 40,000 cards available in Magic the Gathering modern format. I think I will Grief, play Frog and try to get Villain with the Frog. Interesting. I think I'll take the Gorayos. It's easier to answer with a Survival land. Hitting a monster, I can draw a Prismatic Ending or Solitude for this. While I can't draw anything against Gorayos. Well, I can draw Falsies, I guess. But yeah, it seems like a game where the Frog could ride to victory. Villain plays a Meticulous Archive. Mills over a Survey land. I'll get Mortuary into Hallowed Fountain. Not opposed to drawing that. It's kind of slow. But the game might be slow. Hope Bloomburrow gives us a rival powerful frog. A rival to what? To Psychic Frog? That we have 2 frogs in Modern? Perhaps. Polluted Delta, I guess that's a Hallowed Fountain, that's we're fetching, makes sense. And we play Priest of Fell Rites. Priest of Feel All Rights. Attack with the Frogster. Just do 1 damage for now. I think Fallaji cannot draw me anything that's good this turn, while Tainted Indulgence can. Force of Negation. Solitude. Don't mind those. Pretty good, in fact. They'll help me frog my opponent. Well, for sure, forcing that. Do I? I think I do. Could also Solitude the Priest and keep the force. I guess Ephemerate is useless. I mean, I could do both. But I could keep the force for a... Because Villain's Hand is what? Like, it's Ephemerate... Atraxa, Hallowed Fountain. It's pretty bad. I think I should do both. Because I think I want Solitude now while Villain has no Ephemerate actually, so... Could have countered me if they kept up Ephemerate, but good for me. I think I pitch. Villain is on 4 useless cards. And then Frog wins. That's the plan. Well, that's also not a bad draw. Sorcery. Land creature, just 3 cards. That's not that many. Land. Grief? Or the priest? Say the priest, I think. Maybe Fallaji is better, but I have 3 minutes. No time to think too hard. I guess I am sad I ditched my Ephemerate, but it is what it is. Whoops. I did enjoy Leyline Binding for an Eschamet in this deck too, for sure. Probably griefing to take the Ephemerate was good. Otherwise, if Fallaji can be ephemerated. Teferi, okay. Could have discarded Atraxa for 1 more damage. Sure, I could, yeah. But also could have not done that, right? An Atraxa in my hand can also do stuff. Rock triggering on hitting planeswalkers is only fair. Next turn we reanimate Griselbrand, draw 14, and then discard 10 cards to the frog to kill. Do I drink beer? Generally speaking, yes. Currently, no. No Amulet Titan, you have correctly identified my archetype as not Amulet Titan indeed. On the play, no frog. Rough. Aye. Hand like this, those hands are always pretty hard to play in Goryo. Like, are you supposed to keep this? Imagine Neoform if Genre of Truth was in the void. How would it help? Would be impressed if you maul. Well, what do I do if I don't maul? I play Surveil on turn 1, probably. I have 2 Surveils. I have no reanimation, no discard. No Ephemerate. I guess if I Surveil and see an Ephemerate, then it's not too bad. We have a removal. Alright, let's keep. I think if we spend both lands on surveilling, then we can actually get somewhere. Gorayas. I could Fotsy sell next turn. I think that's a keep. Because then I have 8 discards. 8 ways to discard, so I will. And I can Fotsy sell, like, no cap. Let's see what we play against. Island. Ruin Crab. I see. In that case, I will Fotsy them and not self, because they will mill over a card eventually. We see Surgical, Drown. Holy fuck. Let's take both. Well, could have pitched Atraxa at this point, I guess. Probably should have pitched Atraxa, perhaps, yeah. And I feel compelled to take the extractions. Keep the crab in play so that you mill my monster to reanimate. Of course, the drown. Nice. No monster. Griselbrand, nice. Let's get Sewers. Keep on top, probably regardless. Land is fine. Well, I just wants to mill my card that I surveilled. Yeah, Macarena. Griselbrand seems better. I mean, drawing so much against Mail, of course, awkward, but... Atraxa. There's only one more Vengeance in my hand. I think if I kill the crabs, then I'll have a tough time losing, so maybe I'll just keep the crabs instead of keeping the Griselbrand. Then I'll next turn attack them for free, they'll go to 9 and I play Frog, and then I attack them to 6 and the Frog just discards 5 cards. Solitude the crab question mark, very good question. That's what I'm doing. I'm just wondering if I want to ephemerate my Solitude on top of that. So we have Force of Negation too. I think that's fine to ephemerate Solitude. Mail 13 doesn't seem to matter. Probably playing a land is actually bad, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 cards only. 5. Yeah, I think playing a land was actually bad. Doesn't matter mostly, but... Streamer, I just found out Bristly bill is 20 euros. WTF? Yeah, that's crazy. I guess it doesn't matter because this draws 2, I assume, at this point. 5, 7, 1, 8. So then Indulgence kills them. Well, I don't have lethal without Indulgence, right? I guess if I play a land and escape the priest. Fair. That's 9. I had it. Okay. In that case, we won the game still, so it's good. Streamer, I just found out Bristly bill is 20 euros. WTF. I don't understand it either. No idea. Don't really have good sideboard against Mill. Don't want Wrath, don't want Magistrate, don't want Celestial Purge. Don't want Consign to Memory, I don't think so. I mean, I can counter Crab's triggers, that sounds really bad. Nihil Spellbomb perhaps. No, bill was 20 euros before Nadu, I think. Like, it was a really weirdly expensive card before Nadu, so that some players were like, yeah, I'm not playing Bill because I'm not paying 20 bucks for this shit. But I guess it may be Rosenpreis still. But yeah, even before the PT, like $10 card, €10 cards. I guess now it has both the previous appeal, which I don't know what it is, but it also has the current appeal. Fallaji not good, maybe. No, I'll keep a Fallaji, just add cards. Although maybe cutting down to 60, closer to 60 without Fallaji would have been better. Probably have 41 messages on MCM. Yeah. So what? Just order cards. Then like they send me the cards and they say something, but I don't read it. Is that not how you use the website? Crypt Incursion, ja pierdolę. Gówno ludzie grają czasami, nie? Right, we can read one message. Where are they? Oh, here. My messages. Hello, I made a notification in your order and will be ready for pickup in Amsterdam. Best regards, Thorsten, 341trading.com. See, like, what do you want me to respond to that? Thanks? Well, I could, I guess. Oszalałem. We milled over an Atraxa, that's good. Did I play out the ACR sealed? No, I dropped. It looked unplayable, like actually a format that you can't play. Well, that's revolting. Can take Vengeance, Shrine, Solitude, no, Frog, yeah. I think then we kill next turn. Well, no, because Frog doesn't have haste. Have I played any games lately? Magic the Gathering, yeah. No Fotsies. Did I not take the Fotsies? That's because I didn't want to lose 2 life. Not because I hadn't noticed it. Because I've been looking at my other screen for messages from 2022 that I haven't read out. Right, I have to say that for some reason I wasn't aware of the messages, but many of them are from back in 2018, and many of them say, hello, can you please confirm the arrival? And then I didn't. So it just got auto-confirmed. Whoops. Nowadays I confirm. Well, they're all confirmed. Like, I confirm as they arrive nowadays. But just saying that the unread messages are from 5 years ago, 6 years ago. If you don't confirm the arrival, you never have to pay for it. No, you pay for it immediately. And then it gets auto-confirmed if it doesn't get confirmed as lost. after some days. Holy shit, Atraxa. There's almost nothing in this deck. Aye. I'll draw my second land. Hand is really good against what Jędrek typically represents. If I draw a second land, so... Steam Vents. Co jest kurwa? Czerwona mana? Co to za zmiany? Psychic Frog is just second attack on steroids? I mean, literally what it is, yeah. Fetched red and then drew this. Why draw in response? Because he was afraid that I'll take the tune. I think he drew this. Could have fetched white otherwise. So I can just play Frog next turn and hope it's gonna connect. He needs a white mana for Wrath of the Skies, Skies. I summon Frogster. Kept on top. Okay, so he's gonna sweep the frog. He's not. Interesting. I should play land first. Guess he could cast a removal spell in response to. Bagno. What's the difference between curva and curvo? Curvo is when you refer to someone. I guess, yeah, Necropolish's explanation is fairly good. Plenty good. Actually, Psychic Frog is like Żabka. And Żabka is the store that every Pole loves, so... Curious, huh? Putka? Żabka. Not Putka, bro. What is the root language of Polish? Just curious. I know there are only a few root languages in the world. I don't know. What is the root language of Polish? Supreme Verdict, co jest do cholery? That's crazy. That ruined my plans, because that was a good answer to Griselbrand, which didn't even gain me life. The root language of Polish is Portuguese. Honestly, agreed. Ale spierdalaj, nie będziesz mi zabijał. We are 2-0 in the Prelim, but Jędrek is putting up some resistance. With Minamo Ring. Hopefully I can dodge the Energy Wrath. I mean, at worst he plays on the ring though, so it's a bit rough that I got a Griselbrand into play and then it just didn't matter. Still don't get this deck. I mean, it's just a deck, right? You reanimate, you attack, you discard, you reanimate, you attack, you discard. This type of a deal. How does splicing work? You need to cast an arcane card, and then as you cast the arcane card, you may reveal this card from your hand and pay its splice cost. If you do, add this card's effects to that spell. Well, that's all it does. Polish comes from West Slavic origins. I have Wikipedia open. Yeah, it is indeed a Slavic language. No doubt. Ale zamula z tymi ringulcami. Kurwa. Frajer. You once spliced in Modern. It was a memorable moment. Was it? Like for real, for real? I don't know if I should cast the Vengeance. Now. Or at the end of turn. It's pretty hard to win now that Villain has drawn down to 21 cards in their deck. Ja pierdolę, jakiś zamulacz, nie? Z tymi pierścieniami. How do I feel about the MH3 set? It's good. It is a set for sure. How come there is a Flooded Strand in my deck? There's 2 Flooded Strands, just 10 fetches, okay. I do have green mana, but it's on a Underground Mortuary, so it is not accessible via my Flooded Strand. Oh, I counter spell. Sure, buddy. No wy kurwa wykminiłeś, nie? Geniuszu Magica. Żeby kliknąć Counter Spell na Goryo's Vengeance. Zajebisty pomysł. Rockster bounced. I counter spell. Okay, okay, buddy. So I assume Jendrik will find his second flash and kill me now. How often do I battle with Jendrik in the Frio bracket of FNM? Pretty rarely. I guess I cut a consign to memory. And now I don't have enough cards against the deck. Ending can answering, technically. Does Purge Exile? It does, yeah. Maybe I want Ego? No, I don't. Is this song about the Żabka supermarkets? Yes. Żabka is kind of like a small store, it's not really a supermarket. Purge could deal with Flash, yeah, I'm not interested in that though. It's a mini market more so than a supermarket. Żabka i chuj, no. Will you get attacked by hardcore Żabka fans? Who knows? I mean, not really. Probably wouldn't get attacked. It just would be like shrugged off and said, yeah, this guy is just spewing some nonsense. Mystical Dispute. I was expecting a Stern Scolding at least, but Mystical Dispute? Come on. What kind of tech is that, bro? Nice. No, babushkas are not Żabka fans. It's the youth. The youth is the Żabka crew. Babushkas are more likely to meet them in a Biedronka. Kill this. No, żabka. Puts the fairy into his graveyard. The fairy would be pretty devastating for me. Celestial Purge. Ephemerate? Okay. Celestial Purge, what a card. Vengeance. Force of Negation. Wait, is he scoping? Bro has no I mean, I'm likely to win after reanimating Atraxa, but it is not close to 100%. Not sure, buddy. Can you ask why concede? Total za scoop. Miękki. Miękki means soft in Polish. Ay. I'll put my trust in surveillance. Soul Guide Lantern. He said, I had nothing. Vulgar. But Atraxa is very weak out of this deck. Vulgar. Alright, chill up. Chill out, Piotrek. Piotrek being me. It's kind of a thing that we do occasionally lately, where we just say things as the other person before they are able to say them. One black. Godless Shrine, Waterlogged Grave. Watery Grave. Waterlogged Grave is a thing too. Thoughtseize clear the way for Frogster. Okay, let's take the party. None of those cards match up well against Frogster because of the Thundering Pulse. Nice mana base for what it's worth. Nice. I mean, Discharge matches up awkwardly well against Frog because you keep the energy, but okay. Subbing my grief, I like that. So yes, counterspell Discharge. I don't think I want to draw grief. So unless he draws a Discharge, I think he's gonna die to the Frog. Well, I mean, it's gonna take a while till he dies to the Frog, but we have a Griselbrand in the graveyard too, which means that if he wants to cycle his Soul Guide, that's good. I'm all for it. Attack with the Frogster. Frog emoji. Duro. Ephemerate. That is not the worst, not the best. 2, 3, 4. This doesn't look good to draw now. Holy shit, I just realized that Pepe is a frog. Pepe the Frog is a frog. I guess worst case would be if he surbuilt a Flash and then drew a land. That would be pretty bad. Pretty unlikely to happen, but would be pretty devastating. He started to pay costs. Celestial Purge. Ephemerate the Frog. Can trade Gorayos for the Soul Guide. Seems okay to cast the Indulgence. Trade for counterspell is okay. It's not bad to Goryo's first. I mean, if I cast Goryo's, I'll just get Soul Guided. Is that good for me? I don't think so. Would I keep my Vengeance? Consign the Lantern, triggered ability or call a spell? It's already triggered on turn 1. What do you do when you encounter a left tapper in the wild? Chat, I'm a left tapper. Consign being only triggered and not activated abilities has fooled many, but it is in fact not a stifle plus plus plus. As opposed to what you might think. Now my Goryo is safe to resolve. Mr. Streamer, is Goryo best deck after Nadu ban? Bantok. Knowingly bantoking. The rest down, holy shit. Pretty decent. Pretty lucky. This is a draw 2 already? Still not. Have I already played against Nadu with Frog? We haven't played against Nadu today. Is passing just on worth it to draw 2? I wonder. Kind of opens me to ring, I think. And then I can actually lose to ring. Right now a
He's a
flash could be
phenomenal
problematic, but he
control
cannot
player.
escape it in the same turn, so
Chirping
it's okay.
Jamas.
Je ping, je masse. Joli papon. Oui, oui. Archering. Je puis le defri. O kurwa. No nie, no co, ja pierdolę. Won the flip, ja pierdolę. A mnie to wyjebało. Bro, never ever play your fucking spells in this game ever, because they don't do shit. Now he bounces a frog, draws a card. This is fucked up. If he loses the flip, he can't win. For what it's worth. So yeah, nice game. No play land, no Harkas mommy. I don't think that's gonna be about it. Could hit face for to kill this card hand, but I think I win if I don't. 2 and it's safer. 1 land away from hard casting. No, I'm many more lands away from hard casting because I'm not doing that. Alright, I'll play the land for you, chat. Mystic Gate. Next time we casting. Why so conservative? Because I got like Jendrek already cast an invert polarity on me and it just scarred me so hard. And then if he doesn't play a ring, I can't lose. Which is also not true because now I'm could lose to Flage, but I'll cast in Atraxa now. Evoke Atraxa was fine, yeah. I mean, then I wouldn't have the ring answer. But at that point, that probably would have been fine. I take Goryo's Vengeance. I take Solitude. I take Marsh Flats. Holy shit, bros. Atraxa doesn't do anything in this deck. I don't think the deck necessarily needs to play them. Well, I could cut down to just 2 copies main deck. It's useful to have in your deck to find at some point. It's not actually particularly good to draw against most people. Can get Swamp maybe. Not to lose too much life. Zenith 7/7, that is a Nadu player. 2 Dork Saga. What about to add 1 Dam instead of Solitude? I don't know if that's the card I would go with, but just less Solitude. I haven't arrived at the what to replace it with part yet. It's a strong hand. Can I Strand Cord? Not really. What I can do is I can Thoughtseize Nadu and Thoughtseize Cord and then try to Prismatic Ending Shuko. I think that's gonna be my line. Haven't played Noble. Why not ending the saga? Great question, actually. But a simple answer to it is that you can't. Paper play, yeah. So obviously March is better than Pending at dealing with Urza's saga. Yes. It is better at that role. Kurwa, no nieźle. Ja pierdolę. Okay. I think I need to drag Goryo into something strong. I think the user of Zenith 777 followed the Prelim yesterday with Nadu. Then doesn't Indulgence give you more looks for Gorayos? Well, Indulgence costs 2 mana. Okay, they drift fetch, so they just win. So I wanted to have my mana free after I Gorayos. For my Gorayos to actually be impactful. Would have missed. I'll board Unmoored Ego. 3 more days of Nadu. What's like that source? Where is that info sourced from? Also Bantok. What's the best deck to beat Nadu right now? Judging from my prelims lately, it's literally anything. Literally anything is good enough. Frog is a bit of a non-bow with Wrath of the Skies. I think Frog gets cut in this matchup. Force of Negation gets scored. Not the best, but sometimes can work out. How good is Wrath with no other energy sources? Well, I think you'll see this game. It's a 3 or 4 mana card, but maybe a 5 mana card sometimes, but I'm still a Saga hater. Well, again, I wouldn't use words like this. I would say that I just didn't like Saga when I played with it, and I still never ended up liking it. Yeah. I want to indulge or just Surveil. I think I'll Surveil Shadowy Backstreet. Maybe. I guess I'll Indulgence, because this casting a discard spell before the Sweeper is gonna be very good. Well, the idea of a singleton Leyline is that you just have a Leyline in your deck. That's it. That's all that there is to it. You spend one slot, one card slot. You commit one card slot to one Leyline. It is a Leyline. That's it. I think I play the Sewer. And up next turn. Now Solitude seems the best card in Modern, does it? A few minutes ago we just talked about how I think it's really bad in my deck and I just would want to cut down on it. Seems not to match up particularly well against most villains. None to go. Okay. Surveil the Shuka too. Didn't even equip for 1 more damage. So how good is it with no other energy sources in the deck? Discuss. Why do they always play into Wrath? True. The behavior seemed to imply no Well of Summer on the previous turns, I think. In response, well, Endurance. Holy shit. They got me so good, I actually wanted to name Endurance very hard. Nice hand. Villain has Lightning Greaves, 1 Soul Guide, a third Shuko, Hierarch, 3 Wall of Roots, 1 Grazer, 2 Spell Pierce notably, Is Oracle their only win con? Well, you don't even need Oracle in paper. How many win con? Like, what? How many would you want? It's like a perfectly solid amount of win cons, I feel like. As per controls combo finition, that's what we're doing, yeah. Let's go Oracle. So you have 2 spell pierces, no veils. Frog still seems bad with the Wrath. So I think my sideboarding is perfect. 1 Soul Guide, 1 Grief, 1 Endurance. With regards to graveyard hating. Well, this hand would put a good amount of trust into my Survey land. On the play, they can just play a turn 2 Nadu with a mana dork. Have no spells. Let's move, I think. You'd keep. Okay. So many good draws. I don't know. Like you'd keep because of the ego. But because I have no spells in that hand, and ego is not barely even a spell to begin with. Yeah, keep this. This was a good keep. So I would have kept that hand if it had any spells, but since it had 0 spells. 1 plus blue cards. Sure, but like force what? Force a Shuko turn 1? I don't think that is. Why not? Well, then my hand is pretty shit, right? And I just don't have anything. Force Shuko. I think I'll do that sorcery speed. I want Grief. I want Force. I want Godless Shrine. And I want a Prismatic Ending. Done. Pitch. Indulgence. Take. Nadu. Have Solitude for Nadu. Have Force for Cord. Have Wrath for everything in 2 turns. Tum 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 tum. Wham bam. Spell Pierce does exist. Maybe I actually want to Wrath for X1. Gets rid of their mana. They can still cord for free. Pum 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 pum. I actually wait. Keep Force up for Pact. Pam 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 pam. Nadu. Wrath of the skies, wrath of the skies, delighted halfling cast with blue mana.
He's a phenomenal control
Sugar?
player.
No, just
Pepper
misstapped.
jam jam pepper 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 jam jam.
Pepper jam jam. Hello, Mr. Streamer. What is your feeling about all these Nadu decks? Are they really that strong or can they be contained? As you see, my opponent's deck can not be contained easily, but I think we're winning this one. So it's a tough one to crack. Hard question to answer. I think summoning Solitude now is okay. Because if they have Nadu, I would rather it be in their hand than on the field. Because then they gain a card advantage. See? Is Nadu getting banned? That is Bantok. Even though it might have been well meant. Not ill meaning, but it was Bantok. What is Goryo's weak to? Pretty easy photo. Why do I have triple Celestial Purge in my sideboard? Is that for Necro Dominance?